Okay, hello guys. What we have here is a Living Solutions 12-inch table fan. Um, I've had this for about 2.5 years. I bought this in maybe November of 2015, somewhere around there. Oh, this is a pretty good fan. It's been used as a sleeping fan for quite a while, for several months actually, and it's held up pretty well. It still works very well, and I've never had any issues with it. Sometimes the oscillator creaks and occasionally, but that's usually if this is set wrong. As you can see, you can push it, you can pull it, and then you can push it, and then you can push it even more. If it's set around the middle, or if it's set in an awkward position, I really don't know how the oscillator works in this thing. But if you set it in a specific position, it'll squeak. No, not squeak, but like creak. If you get what I mean by the noise. Alright, so the main thing you're probably noticing here is that the grills are all metal. That's not really impressive for me. Almost all the fans I've encountered with have a metal grill except box fans like this, smaller fans like this. Oh, that's $9. This was $12. This thing has a plastic grill. I'll do a video on both of these later. Yeah, it's a plastic grill, but they both perform very well. And my Lasco table fans. It's pretty much all the fans I've encountered with a plastic grill, excluding the smaller 4-inch fans like these. Blade pitch. This thing is a very steep blade pitch. If you've ever heard of the brand Aries, or if you've owned an Aries table fan, I've seen a video on it. I used to have one. I don't know where it is anymore. They used to have the same exact blade pitch, as far as I can tell from the videos. This looks exactly the same. As you can see, it's a very steep blade pitch. Yeah, this is a good blade pitch. The only issue with the blade is that it's a little flimsy. I'm not sure if that. I think a flimsy blade would lessen the performance in like how much air it blows, but it still pushes a lot of air for considering that the blades are flimsy. Like, it still pushes a lot of air for what it is. The badge is nice. I would say it's a sturdy plastic. It's not bendable. It's in overall nice condition. I believe I've taken care of this fan pretty well. As you can see, it's pretty much spotless. Here's a side view of it. I gotta get a good view of the lighting. I don't know why, but I feel like this base design is overused. Even though the only fan I've seen it in was an Aries 12-inch table fan. I've never seen it anywhere else. Here's the back side. Oh yeah, the plug comes out from the base. It doesn't come out from the motor head. So it's good if you're very picky on your decorations and stuff. You don't want it draping and from the motor housing. Here's a sticker. Forgot to show this to you. Living Solutions. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention I got this at Walgreens. They still sell these under a new model. I think these were on sale. Yeah, I got this on sale for $11. I think they were just trying to get rid of an old model, and I think it's totally worth the $11. The performance is probably worth that of maybe a $20 fan, $20 to $30. But the overall plastic construction is rather flimsy. It's not like it's paper or something. It's sturdy enough to hold itself together, but as you can see, some of the plastic here is like just only some, like very few is kind of poorly cut. This little bit of plastic remains on it. if you're that picky of a person. The oscillator seems a little cheap. Like, it seems like it's a cheap oscillator. But the motors, it's... When I first got this fan, I thought it was kind of unique that you get a rainbow colored motor. And I was kind of debating whether it's a good motor or not. But it turns out it's a pretty good motor. Oh my goodness. The ventilation system is terrible. The back ventilation is very good. There's vents here, and there's even vents under there. So there's a lot. You got a lot of air coming in. But the actual ventilation in the front is the worst I've ever come across. As you can see, most of the holes are just covered by plastic. This is a poorly designed ventilation system. Look, as you can see there, the hole doesn't even like fit correctly in the holes made on the grill itself. I don't know why. I think this is probably why they were trying to get rid of it. They noticed a design flaw. But I bought it anyways. I didn't know that it was going to be like this. The blade is kind of unbalanced, but it doesn't shake or rattle the fan like this. Like, it stays pretty still. Oh yeah, if you want to see the switch plate a little closer, here's the bottom. Yeah, you basically put this whole section right here onto the base, and then you screw it up with some screws, and it's done. I think these things are like hard rubber or something, like plastic combined with rubber. They hold up pretty well. Like, they hold the fan pretty well. Not the best, but pretty good. Well, here's the tilt. If you want to see the tilt, there's that. It can only tilt so much. That's the lowest, and this is the highest. The tilt is not the most impressive I've come across. I mean that I've come across. Lasco has better tilts when going upwards, but this has the best tilt going downwards as far as I've seen. Lasco fans don't tilt downwards at all. They just stay straight. Well, the ones I've had an older Lasco fan that tilts like just a little bit down, but yeah, that's it. That's that. Alright, so enough talk, let's see the performance of the fan. Here's low. Okay. First impressions of the fan. Low is very quiet. Very quiet, really. Like, this is a good if you're in I'm in a really silent room right now. There's no other noise going on except the air conditioner outside, and that's very faint. But on low speed, it rotates very slowly. It pushes out a very good breeze on low. It's like a strong but gentle breeze. Let's see if you can hear it in the camera. Based on my experience with this fan, I think the blade flimsiness only affects how far the air travels, because for some reason, like, you can feel the breeze, but if you go really far, then the breeze just fades out. Like, you can still feel a very like slight breeze, like barely anything, but it fades out. But maybe that's because it's low and it's spinning slowly. Here's a medium. Wait, let me demonstrate me using the switch. It's still very quiet, really. You can still see the blade spinning a little slowly, but it pushes. Low and medium have a very noticeable difference, so that's a good sign. I mean that's good, not a good sign. That's a good thing. Pushes the air a little farther. don't know why, but the airflow just fades out from here. Here's high. On high, it gets a little louder, but it's still pretty quiet. It's not a noisy fan. And you can really see it's spinning much faster now, and it's really putting out the air. Wait, let me let the camera recover a little bit. Right, here's how much air is this far. I'm like a couple of feet away from it. When you're close to the fan, like maybe this close, the airflow is good. It's even better if you're like this near. If you go far away, the airflow fades. Not really sure why. I think it's due to the flimsy blades. I think my theory is that if the blades are flimsy, then the air won't be able to travel farther, because basically all the force of the air is just pushing the blades back. It's kind of flattening it, and it's not really pushing as much as it's designed to do. But I'm guessing Aries is a Walgreens brand because this has the same exact look and features of one. Well, they changed the blade design in this model. In the 2014 model, they had the same blade set, I think. That's pretty much it. There's low. I mean, there's off. My bad. Spin down isn't really the best. It's because they use a rather weird lubricating grease to it, or oil, whatever. I don't know what fan companies use, but I think it's either grease or oil. I don't know. One of the two. I don't think the lubrication system in here is that great. Maybe if I take it apart, remove the factory set grease, and then coat it with a different brand of oil, it might probably have a better spin down. It might even perform better. But overall, I don't think it affects how much. I don't think it affects how fast it turns and how well it performs. Here's the top view of it. I don't know what else to talk about. This video is getting pretty long. I think that's it. Overall, the pros, the grills are metal and they're sturdy. There's two rings here to support the grill, so it doesn't bend that easily. One thing I don't like about the grills is that you have to screw it on. There's two clips here, one thing that hangs here, another clip here. Then there's this screw. I don't even use a screwdriver. I take it off and put it on by hand. But it'd be a little better if they just designed it with one thing that makes the grill hang on to the rear. One clip there, one clip here, and then one clip in the bottom. That would be a lot better. But well, this is the way they did that. This is the way they designed it. Maybe to keep it in the correct place. But yeah, that's that. And another con about this is that when you leave it on for a while, the motor housing gets pretty hot, and that's due to the very poor ventilation system we have here. I really hate that ventilation system. It sucks. But the back one is pretty good though. I like the back. I don't know what happened at the front. That's like a terrible design error. How could no one notice that when they were designing this? The handle used to be really close, so I just pulled it back. It's not really a problem. Oscillating mechanism. If the grill, not the grill, but if the rear cover was actually stiff and hard, and if you couldn't bend it, well, even though you don't actually have to bend it when you take the screw off, to take the whole thing off, you can just pull it a little bit. You can unhook it over here. But if it was stiff, like for example, if it was a Galaxy fan, this thing has a screw, so you can take off the oscillation knob and take this whole thing with ease. You don't have to like squeeze it over the oscillation knob and everything. But with this fan, you don't really need to do that. I just push it down and unscrew this and lift the rear cover off it. It's really easy to take it off and maintain. Well, if you're interested in the plug, it has a fused plug. This is the one. Wait, no, that's not the one. This is the one. That's pretty much it. It looks exactly like the comfort zone plug, except it's smaller. Overall, it's a really good fan. I hope they kept the same quality as their older fans. I mean, not the, I mean, like, I hope the quality of this fan is improved and, I don't know, more well designed in their newer models that you saw in Walgreens. It's overall a really good fan. I would recommend it. I've had this for a long time. Maybe 2.5 years, and it's lasted. It's performed really well. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to make the video so long. It's already 16 minutes long. So have a good day and goodbye.